Welcome back to Year 9 Chemistry. This is Week 2, Session 2, Paper Chromatography and RF Values. One small ink spot can hide 3, 4, even 5 different dyes. Today you will watch chromatography pull them apart. Learn the method step by step and turn the result into a number you can compare, the retention factor. Let's begin. Your 4 goals. First, describe how paper chromatography separates soluble substances. Second, explain the roles of the stationary and mobile phases. Third, calculate and interpret RF values. And fourth, spot the errors in a flawed chromatography method. Here is how it works. The paper is the stationary phase. It does not move. The solvent is the mobile phase. It rises up the paper by capillary action. Watch the run. As the solvent front climbs, it carries the dyes with it and they separate because each dye has a different balance of attractions. A dye that is more soluble in the solvent and less strongly attracted to the paper travels farther up. A dye that grips the paper strongly stays low. Different attractions, different distances. That is the whole secret. Now the method, and every detail earns marks. 1. Draw the baseline in pencil. Graphite does not dissolve in the solvent, but ink would, and it would add extra spots to your chromatogram. 2. Place small sample spots on the line and let them dry. 3. Stand the paper in the solvent, with the baseline above the solvent level. Otherwise, the samples just dissolve into the solvent instead of moving up the paper. 4. Cover the container to reduce evaporation. 5. Remove the paper before the solvent reaches the top. And 6. Mark the solvent front immediately before it dries invisible. Now for the number, the retention factor. RF equals the distance moved by the substance divided by the distance moved by the solvent front. Measure both from the same baseline. Because it is a distance divided by a distance, RF has no unit, and for a normal chromatogram, it lies between 0 and 1. The solvent front always wins the race, so the fraction can never exceed 1. A worked example. A dye moves 4.8 centimeters, while the solvent front moves 6.0 centimeters. RF equals 4.8 over 6.0, which is 0.80. One habit to copy. Keep the full value through the working and round only at the end. Your turn. A substance moves 5.6 centimeters, and the solvent front moves 7.0 centimeters. What is its RF? Pause the video and calculate. 5.6 divided by 7.0 is 0.80. No unit. One more. A spot travels 3.0 centimeters, while the solvent front travels 5.0. Pause again. 3 over 5, 0.60. If you wrote 1.25, you divided the wrong way around. The substance distance always goes on top. Let's push further. The solvent front moves 8.5 centimeters, and 3 spots move 2.1, 5.4, and 7.7 centimeters. Their RF values, 2.1 over 8.5 is 0.25. 5.4 over 8.5 is 0.64, and 7.7 over 8.5 is 0.91. The spot with RF 0.91 is carried most strongly by the solvent. The larger the RF, the friendlier the substance is with the mobile phase. Finally, interpretation. And this is where examiners test judgment. A pure substance normally gives 1 spot. A mixture gives several. Matching color and RF can support an identification, but only when the same paper, the same solvent, the same temperature, and the same method are used. And even then, be careful. 2 spots with the same RF are not proof of the same substance, because different substances can share similar RF values. Chromatography gives supporting evidence, not absolute proof. Quick check. Question 1. Why is the baseline drawn in pencil? Pause and answer. Because graphite does not dissolve in the solvent. Ink would dissolve and make extra spots. Question 2. A spot moves 3 centimeters and the front moves 5. RF, 0.60. Your recap. Paper is the stationary phase, solvent is the mobile phase, and different attractions give different distances. RF equals substance distance over solvent front distance, no unit between 0 and 1. And matching RF values are supporting evidence, never absolute proof. Next session, simple and fractional distillation. For the full course, with practice questions and the final exam, visit www.bridgetoexam.com. See you there!